Hope everyone's having a blessed Tuesday. So today for Plant Feature Tuesday, I'm actually going to go over the black Cardinal Philodendron. The reason these two are right here is because I just wanted to show that they did bloom for me. The flower doesn't last that long, but it did bloom for me. My African mask, alocasia, polyalocasia. This girl has bloomed for me, which only lasted, I want to say, probably about a week. Or maybe, yeah, about a week. But I want to just document it so I can say I did have her bloom for me. I probably should have got them right when it bloomed. And then my beautiful Maria, I gave her a video and then boom, she bloomed. It's like both of them. I said the alocasia, I showcased her as one of my top 7 for June, and she gave me this in July. So I was pretty happy about that. Maria, she got Plant Feature Tuesday, and she gave me a bloom. So I'm really happy with them. They actually bloomed for me. I've heard that they bloom, but I've never had it. So a lot of light. Both of these were actually by my west window also. So Maria is a low light plant, but I mean, she can take low light, but she also can take some bright light too. But I recently repotted her, and she gave me this beautiful bloom. So giving her bright and direct light did help a lot towards the bloom. But I'm happy I got to see it, so I figured I'd get a little document of it, so I know that I did get to get them on video. So let me go ahead and grab my beautiful black cardinal so we can get started with Black Cardinal Tuesday, Plant Feature Tuesday. Just a second. All right, so today for Plant Feature Tuesday is my black cardinal. So quick little story on when I got her. It was back in, I'm going to say November or October, I believe. Maybe October, the end of October, beginning of November of last year. I had just got off work. It was raining. And I was like, I'm going to take a trip and go out to Green Acres Nursery in Elk Grove, California. And I was like, I'm going to go see what they got there for me. So I was about to leave. I had a plant. I was going to grab some plant, just a random plant, which I've done before. And it's almost like when I do that, it helps me find the one. So I was about to leave and I look down and I see this beautiful girl. She only had about 4 leaves with one about to unfurl. And I was like, that's a philodendron. I've never seen that philodendron before. And lo and behold, I got her. She was, I think, $14.95, $15. She was in a 6-inch pot. So I got her, brought her home, did study, and realized it's a black Cardinal Philodendron. So I'm going to go ahead and run down the care for her. I start off with, she loves bright and direct light. I have had her in medium and low light, and she survived through that as well. So but the bright and direct light is going to give her more growth, and it's going to make her leaves a lot bigger. If you give her lower light, the leaves will come out really, really small. So if you want these big, beautiful leaves, give her bright and direct light. I have a huge west window. So I've said before, I'm in a 2-story. There's a 2-story building across from me. So I'm not by high-rise. There's not a high-rise building. So it gives me really good bright and direct light. And it blocks it from being too harsh on my plants. The building does it. It blocks, it diffuses it, but it doesn't block the sun from coming in. So it's really good light, which is bright and direct light. It's so you have your direct sun, you have bright and direct light, you have medium light and low light. One day I'm going to go over each one of them just from what I've been studying and what I've learned with plants. But for now, for the black cardinal, if you want the leaves to be huge and you want good growth, give her bright and direct light. As far as humidity goes, I keep bowls of water around all my philodendrons. I don't have a humidifier, and that works for them. I do monitor the humidity in my house. Sometimes it goes down to 30 because Sacramento can get really hot and dry out here, but then it can also be hot and humid. It's just, however, when the winter, when it gets cold, it gets real humid also. Um, I do give a lot of good air circulation for her. All the philodendrons, there's a fan running constantly. That's rotating and oscillating for them. I give her a good shower once a month, maybe even twice a month, but a real good shower, and I will shower the leaves down front and back. I give her, I leach while she's having a shower. She's being leached out. Her water is being leached out, which her soil is being leached, which basically I take a big jug of water and I just pour it through and I just let it run all the way through. I have a little ladder that has a hole in the ladder from, just it already has the hole in it. So I sit it and I have the drainage hole right there where the hole is. And I keep a towel in my shower on the floor just for any type of whatever's going to be flushed out. And I catch it, but I just run that through and I just flush the whole soil out. They love it. All my plants pretty much get that. I just love to flush them out. Something about that they love. I do use Job's slow release fertilizer sticks for all my plants. So that may be why they love them. They're also being, they like growing and they're flourishing. But something about that. And then I also put the Bonite systemic pest control or pest, whatever. I pour that in the soil also. So they're constantly, I do the Jobs and the systemic only last for either 60 to 90 days. So I do constantly change those out. But that helps a lot also just to be preventative for pests. The showers are going to help you get all this dust off because these are huge leaves. And, everyone cleans their plants the way they want to. Mine's is I give them good showers, shower the front and back of the leaves. And I also, from time to time, maybe once a month, I take baby wipes that are free of any type of chemicals. And I wipe the leaves down with them as well. Wipe each leaf down and just keep the dust off of them because for one, they can't, the sun, they're unable to photosynthesize the sun through their leaves if they're dusty and dirty. So you need to keep them as free as dust as much as you can, just to give them a good healthiness. And also it attracts spider mites because they love dust too. So, that's just something I try to do is to make sure keep their leaves clean. I want to be clean. I want them to be clean. So their skin, that is their skin. The leaves are their skins, and they have to do a lot through their skin. So, I always say the soil also is the heartbeat, and the leaves are the brain. That's how I look at it for plants. Their soil's the heartbeat. The leaves are the brain, the thinker, the one that's using up everything. So, it's just the way I look at it. But bright and direct light. Give it a good shower. If you have outside, if you want to take your plant outside, that's on you. You can spray the water hose and spray it down real good and just hold the leaves. I have a video on how I shower my big philodendrons and how I leach them also. And so you can go back into my videos if you want and look at that. But so I do that. I clean her leaves, like I said, with baby wipes, maybe once a month, maybe every other month. I'll take baby wipes and I'll wipe the leaves down. Sometimes I'll even spray a little bit of neem oil on the baby wipe and wipe the leaves down with those also. Just to preventative. I don't mist my philodendrons because of the leaf blight. the little spots that you get on your plants. Even with air circulation, for some reason they just don't like being misted. So I don't mess with the leaves of my plant. Only water they get on their leaves is from when I'm showering them, and give them a good shower. And then I leave them in the shower for about an hour after that. So they're draining after they've been leached. So that's the process that I do with these plants, with the big self headers. So she's a self header. Philodendrons come in 3 different stages, I believe. There's the climbers, self header, and then the trailing ones. The self headers, they just basically grow out of this main, trunk, I guess you could say. They just grow out of that. So, and then when one leaf comes out, another one's coming right behind it. That's how this one grows. Really, most of all the philodendrons, the self headers do that. It's like once one comes out, another one comes right behind it. So, and you get the little dried up little from their shedding. I pull those off just to keep it free of, stuff. But there, you'll see this also has the same thing, like how your trailing philodendrons have the little shedding. There's a name for it. I'll find it one day. I know what the name is, but I can't really remember it right now. But there is a name for that. When they shed for a new leaf to come out, they shed almost their skin for the new leaf. So yeah, so that's pretty much the rundown. The water I leave out for 72 hours, tap water. I leave it out for about 72 hours. So that's the type of water. I don't give it any type of special water. I just use tap. But I'm in Sacramento, California. So, once again, I don't know how the water is where you're at, but they're not picky. This plant's not picky on water. 72 hours, leave it out. Just, if you can, without a top on it. Like I said, I've been freezing my water, but I haven't really, I don't really trip too much off the water. I just do leave it sitting out for about 72 hours. I don't just give them fresh tap. Now, when I'm showering them, they're getting the water from the shower. So, and I do spray the soil. I'll leach it out with the shower water, but I still also use the 72-hour water that I leave out without a top on it. I drench the soil down with that also. So that's really other than that, this plant's really an easy caring plant. I don't have, like I said, a fancy humidifier. She doesn't give me any. She's one of my star children, we'll say, because she does not give me any issues. I've had to pull one leaf off, and that just was a bottom leaf. And these leaves eventually, like this one, will probably end up going in the next month or two because it's constantly pushing out these new ones. So it's normal if you have some lower leaves end up turning. They kind of turn like a burnt brown. You can start telling when they're starting to wilt off, and it's just the bottom one. And it was just one. I believe she only had 4 leaves with one leaf in the middle about to unfurl. So she had the 4 with the one about to unfurl when I got her. And all this growth is from then, since November of 2018. So she's grown quite a bit. During the summer, she's grown a lot, but she grew during the winter as well. So, but yeah, this is a really nice, beautiful, elegant plant. If you can get a hold to one, get one, because it's a beautiful plant, easy to take care of. And I like variegation, but I'd rather have this type of variegation because at least the plants that you get with all that white in them and yellow and just any type of variegation, the plant actually is going to be struggling. It's not healthy for the plant to have those type of leaves because they got to push really, really hard to get those beautiful colors. I'll take a dark green and a burgundy over some yellow or white or pink. I like pink plants, but if the plant got to struggle to push all that stuff out, I'll take green over anything. So yeah, if you get a chance, get you a black cardinal philodendron. Once again, I'll just run it down real quick. I use bright and direct light. Um, I use the Job's fertilizer sticks. As far as the soil goes, she has orchid bark, Epsom, no, Epsom organic potting soil with some cactus. I use EB Stone cactus soil. Let's see, perlite orchid mix, which is a mixture of the Epsom orchid mix, which has just a mixture of charcoal, orchid bark, and I believe perlite. And so that's what she has in her soil. Very well draining soil. And I do let her dry out 75%. Pretty much all my big philodendrons. If you study, you'll see it says philodendrons like to keep their soil moist at all the time. Everywhere you look, it says that. But I found that I let my philodendrons dry out at least 75%. I let the soil dry out at least 75%. They love that. And that means you've got about 25% left. So you're not letting them go bone dry. But my rule of thumb is 75% of the soil has dried out. And then I give them that good, wonderful soaking. Some of them get bottom water. Sometimes I bottom water, and then sometimes I do the shower with the leech, and they get that about once a month, especially in the summer. In the winter, I don't know how that'll be, but for summer care, that's the care that I did. In the winter, you don't want to, do too much, because they're not going to be drying out as quick, and then she's in a cement. This is a cement planter that I got from Ross. So that's from Ross, and it has a big, huge drainage hole. And so, yeah. But other than that, those are the care that I've given. Once again, like I always say, this is Sacramento, California, where I live. This is the care I give my plant. I don't have a humidifier 24 hours on her. I don't mist her leaves. She gets a good shower, and she gets baby wipes to clean her. She has the Job's fertilizer sticks, slow release fertilizer sticks. She has systemic, systemic insect control inside of her soil that she's been treated with, just for preventative measures. And bright and direct light, very well draining soil. Let her dry out 75% of the soil to dry out, and you'll have a happy plant. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I hope it was very informative, and if you can get a hold of one of these plants, you'll love her. She's a beauty, and she's beautiful to look at. So thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone has a blessed week. Bye.